Hello everyone, I'm RiggyRob, and today I have a day off, so welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero. And yes, that is the reason why I am streaming at a non-usual time. Even though we usually stream on Fridays, I am streaming at 11 AM UK time. Basically because I got a day off, and I figured, you know what? On my day off, I feel like finishing off some games that I've started, but haven't yet finished. So welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero. Now, last time had a few issues with the streaming setup. I'm not entirely sure what caused it. It might have been just the internet connection was really fluctuating that day. Internet speed's fine, OBS is fine, there weren't any updates that needs to be done. So I honestly don't know what it is, but you guys will see that at some point in the near future, I would assume, depending on scheduling. But basically, we made it to Act 3, Scene 9, Hall of the Mountain King. That is the classical music thing that goes which kind of was how I felt when I was trying to put it all back together, because we had so many interruptions last time. It was awful. Anyway, so settings are now stable, 1080p, 30 FPS, 3500 bitrate. This should be all good. And hopefully I can finish off this game today, because we're going to finish off Act 3, because there's not that much more to do, I don't think. And then see what's left. So, let's get started, shall we? Continue on. So from what I remember last time, we were exploring some caves, we saw some weird people hiding in there. There was the graveyard that we investigated a little bit, but we didn't actually investigate it. We hung out with the kid outside. And yeah, I'm not sure where this is going to lead us into, but we'll see. Alright, so we got Donald, Andrew, Amy. Let's talk to Donald. Singing softly. Trace an orbit round the road and close your eyes with holy dread. Born we mulled and whiskey fed and drank from rivers down below. We found your strangers. We know how to fix your damn machine, but I'm not sure it was worth it. Oh! Soon the visions will return! What have you found? They say you need to type in a specific phrase to restore it. They say you need to unplug it for a while. They say you need to scrape the mold off the timing crystal. I'll admit I don't remember what this conversation was for, but hey, let's go for the timing crystal. That sounds weird enough. But the mold. Of course, too much mold on the timing crystal would send the simulation adrift. Each moment lived out of sync. By all means, yes, clean the timing crystal. Okay, well, that was good. We can have a look at Amy. A woman in a tattered cardigan looks furtively at the other people around the fire. We can also have a look at Andrew. A man wearing large glasses inspects the ceiling. Cool, alright. Well, let's go back to Xanadu then, shall we? Xanadu probably is a reference to computing systems that are relevant to the people that made this game, but I've got no idea what Xanadu is. I've heard the specific sentence, or, well, the noun Xanadu, usually in anime games, but otherwise I'm kind of like, not sure what the deal with Xanadu is. Right, let's try and interact with Xanadu if we can. Do you see anything that looks like a timing crystal? Yeah, right here, behind the control panel. It's filthy! Right, we're supposed to scrape off this black moldy stuff. Weird. Just following instructions. Here we go. Give it a good old scrape. Deep cleaning. There's a lot of that going on currently. Ah, that was a very short scene. Act 3, Scene 10. Xanadu! Are we inside the computer now? I hope so. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Ooh. Alright. Xanadu! At end of road. Hmm. Okay. A house, a shed, a toilet, outdoors toilet. You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. Check out the building, go into the forest. Now let's check out the building. Typing. Enter building. Inside building. Hey look, it's a text adventure game. Okay, lantern. You're inside a building, a storage shed for the National Park Service. There is a sensible, modern electric lantern nearby. Get the lantern. That's boring. Go back to the forest. No, get the lantern. Get lantern. Take it. Alright, exit building. Enter forest. That's not something you can enter. Just type a direction. Okay, north. In forest. You are in open forest with a deep valley to one side. Head back south to the building. Can we climb a tree? Yeah, let's find out if we can climb a tree. Climb tree. I don't think much is to be achieved by that. Sorry. Okay, head back south to the building. Can we dig a hole? Yeah, let's try digging a hole. Try all your options. Dig a hole. You can't see any such thing. Pretty limited vocabulary. South. You're in forest. Hey, it's a maze. South, east, north, west. Let's try going west. West. You're in forest. Lula is here, soldering replacement components in a small handmade radio. We should talk to her. Yeah, let's talk to her. Ask Lula how she's doing. Hi, Donald. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled. Lula hands you the radio. Well, maybe you'll have better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back. Okay, let's try going west again. West. You're in forest. Joseph is here, tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. A small grey kitten no more than a few weeks old dozes comfortably on top of his backpack. Aww. Maybe Joseph's got something to say. Listen. Donald! I was just transcribing your footsteps. Sounded like... Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on, from right to left. Long, weary song, drearily gone, dearly gone. You beat a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. Ha! I've been noting down the sounds of the forest with an ear for speech, and an inborn filter for poetry, I suppose. So maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punched cards. Okay. Try going west one more time. Nope, can't go further west. Alright. At edge of hole. Ooh. Okay. You are at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder has slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone. Down into the hole, that seems pretty obvious. Lean in a bit and check it out. Shine the lamp into the hole. Yell into the hole first, see if there are pirates. No, shine the lamp into the hole. Light lamp. Your lamp is now on. Shine lamp in hole. The lamplight only reaches a few yards down the hole, where the rock is coated in a slimy black mold. You can tell that the walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. Okay, well it's too... yeah, so lean in a bit, I guess? Try using the rope to climb down. Well, we could have lean. Down! No, that's not lean. The cave walls, yeah, you loot... okay. Right, yes. Lean and down are not the same thing. Funny how that works. Rest in peace. Your score was 0 out of possible 8192. What? You may continue or quit. Well, let's continue then, shall we? Dear. Maybe we need to climb down more carefully. Yes, we do need to climb down more carefully. Alright, let's yell into the hole first, see if there are pirates. Yell. I only understood you as far as wanting to yell. Yell, any pirates down there? No response. Okay. Sorry, kid, you're batting 0 today. Huh. Even the normal word 0 has, like, the black cloud outline. At least we know there's no pirates. Alright, well, no, not climb down more carefully. Try using the rope. Tie rope to tree. The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk. Down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you. In bed quilt. Bed quilt? Was that the name of the hole? The cave? I guess it must be. You are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. Say something back to her, set up the gear. Say something back. Say something back. You make an awkward Okay, I guess I should have specified what I wanted to say back. Don't be so morbid. Lula looks pensive. What's the gear they're carrying? Ask her about the cave. Ask her where the treasure is. What's the gear they're carrying? Ask Lula about gear. Sure, Donald. We may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine and the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all tuned up to my voice so we don't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punch cards he's transcribed from the poems we read him. He's got the typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you've got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Ask about the cave. Let's ask her where the treasure is. Ask Lula where the treasure is. Ha! If we knew that, we wouldn't have to set up down here. I know you think this environment will help our project get us in touch with a deep romantic reverence for some kind of profound natural spookiness, but I was more comfortable in our lab. The university picked the worst time to cut our funding. Typical institutional stinginess and academic politics. I mean, I felt like we were getting really close to something. Anyway, I don't know if it's sustainable down here, you know, to live and work here together. Joseph looks uncomfortable. Jealous. Hey, Donald, can you help me, wire up these generators? I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. You hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east. Okay. Maybe if we help Lula, she'll have some more to tell us. Yeah, let's go for that. Help Lula. Thanks, Donald. I can never remember which color lead goes to which pin. Lula begins unpacking a box of wires and terminals. Do you think there are paintings down here? Cave paintings, I mean? Maybe some old pottery shards from when the world was young and early men and women huddled in these caves to... Well, you know what would happen in those caves. Do you know, I think cultural fossils are the saddest fossils. Sadder than animal remains, I mean. We might come across a petrified mollusk or a partial dinosaur footprint and we say, there was a point of contact here, where a body touched the earth, and maybe there's a little bit of evidential garbage, but the life who owned that body never cared and has moved on anyway. And that's the end of it. But suppose I shine my lantern on one of these walls, and I see a crude painting, thousands of years old. 2 men and a woman, charcoal and blood on rock. Someone put that there to keep something on the rock after she passed. A hope, a relationship, or a moment. A worry, maybe. A regret? She made a painting to keep something alive for her, but like that dead mollusk and that itinerant dinosaur, she had to move on. Whatever it was is gone, and now we're looking at this painting. This dangling copy with no original. You are interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. What the hell was that? Let's check it out. In tunnel. Okay. Not much going on in the tunnels, but alright. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. I got kind of intense back there. How do you like all this? Yeah, how do you like all this, kid? Kind of boring, but I like boring stuff sometimes. There's a lot of reading, but I'm really good at that anyway. There's a lot of reading, but I'm really good at that anyway. The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward, as smooth rock gives way to jagged, crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room. In Crystal Room. Dun, 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 dun. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, hello. There's people here. Hi. How's it going? You are in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally! Better run. Let's listen to what he says. The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life, and a crackly voice blurts something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment. Then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through a tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast. Follow Joseph, follow... Well, I guess we're following Lula. Run... Hang on. That's not northeast. Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourselves cornered. You have hit a dead end. Who are they? Comfort her. Let's find a way out of her. Comfort her. Comfort Lula. You reassure Lula that the strangers are harmless. Are you sure? Maybe you're right. It sounds like they've gone back to work. Alright, let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact. Then we'll find our way back to the equipment. In Bed Quilt. You are in Bed Quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Lula is here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? He seems pretty scared. May as well wait. Search for him. She does seem pretty scared, yeah. Reassure Lula. I know, but never mind. I don't want to think about it. I guess we should wait for Joseph here. This is where he'll go, right? May as well wait. Search for him. That's a good question, actually. If someone runs away in a cave, what is the best way of finding them? Is it wait for them to come back to the place where everyone knows? Because otherwise you might find yourself getting lost further in yourself. Yeah, may as well wait. Time passes. Lula nervously runs her hand along a vein in the cave wall. We could wait for an hour or so, search for him. Yeah, let's search for him. If something's happened to him, then he won't be able to find us anyway. Let's search for him. I only understood you as far as wanting to search. We have to be more specific. Search for Joseph. Down one of the tunnels with the equipment. Back outside with the equipment. Search equipment. The various computer and audio equipment casts angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Okay. Well then, down one of the tunnels. Search tunnel. You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. Joseph climbs down from the rope, still tied above. He was outside? That damn sound! Those damn voices! I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through that network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the wall, always turning left, but every turn and every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I ended up here. And I hid. I panicked. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. But listen, there's one thing I have to tell you. While I was out there lost in the tunnels and caves, I came across the Zero, and I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and to church. But it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned in my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, an anchor. Lula looks down at her feet. Asking more about that, what's up with Lula? What is up with Lula? Ask Lula what is up. Nothing. Oh, great, thank you. Just... Joseph, you sound... disturbed. Lula, you've heard the same damn stories I have. It doesn't matter now, damn it. I'm leaving. To hell with all of it. Whoa, we should stop him. Get him back on track, we're so close. Back on track. Divert Joseph's attention. You shout something at Joseph about the project you are working on together. You'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. Tell him we can find somewhere to start a fire? Tell him we can hide from the strangers. We can hide from the strangers, I guess. Suggest finding a hiding place. You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They're not... They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop! Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damn cave. Joseph is right, we can't stay here. I'm leaving too. But I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down the Zero. I think we needed to stay. Don't let her leave us here. Well, don't let her leave us here, I guess. Get Lula's attention. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail. And then you can see what your damn machine does with it. Lula and Joseph have left. Okay. In tunnels. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship. Pretty thick. Looks like Beardo had his heart broken. You wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece, combing the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision. Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Wordy, vain. It does sound vain, yeah. Vanity, ain't it the truth? My aunt's Remedios, before she got into the whole ethnomusicography thing, she was a painter. Mostly nudes in oil. She had this model, I'll never forget him. Big, classically physical guy. Looked like he was about to storm Troy. He made everyone call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room while Aunt Remedios made a sketch of his profile or worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. The Colonel had his magnificent hair, long black hair that ran down just to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting, early spring I think. It was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it, like half in front and half behind, running over his shoulder and laying across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird indignant shuffle thing, while the wind from the open window would push it around, or he'd start and turn his neck when Weaver and I ran by, or everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines, billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't even remember his face now. Just that black swirl. Probably the best one she ever painted. Hall of the Mountain King. Okay. After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. And this is why the Hall of the Mountain King Cave is a thing. And we're setting up Xanadu. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance, 0. Realism index, 37%. Romance index, 2%. Mold coverage, 0%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistants to task, or sleep until tomorrow. Well, I guess we'll hire. Hire. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Rick, who studies library sciences. Okay, let's do assign assistant to task. Assign. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Library sciences, transcription. Assigning available research assistant to transcription. Okay, let's hire a new one. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. No new applicants. Try again later. Alright, in that case, we need to sleep. Sleep time. Time passes. Rick extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Now is the time to continue your work. Okay, so we got one research assistant. Realism index is 52%. Romance index is... I went down because of Rick. Well, anyone who's watched Rick and Morty would know. Okay, let's hire a new research assistant. Hire a new research assistant. Okay. So, uploading job advertisement. You have hired Roberta, who studies fairy tales. Can we hire another one? Or is it just one per day? Yeah, university with a capital U means you can hire someone. Lowercase u means you can't. Alright. Well, in that case then, we will assign her to speculation. Debugging, transcription, speculation. Speculation! You have 2 research assistants available today. Assign how many to a speculation? 1. Yeah? 1. 4. Alright, and then I can hire Rick back to his transcription. Okay. Alright, but now we sleep. We try and get some more. Time passes. Rick types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. What? Roberta makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. We have 2 research assistants. Realism index is now gone down, 37%. Romance index, ooh, hello. Rick and Roberta, 70% mold coverage. Alright, well let's hire a new research assistant. Okay. Uploading job advertisement. Hired Weaver, who studies mathematics. Okay. Well then, let's assign assistants to a task. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Let's do debugging. You have 3 research assistants available today. I guess we'll do all of them? Because I can't choose which one I'm doing. 3. Okay. And then let's sleep. Time passes. Rick makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Weaver identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation, but is unable to fix it. Roberta fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Intruders! The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now is the time to continue your work. I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the 0. Research assistance 3, realism index 57, romance index 25, mold coverage 0. Hire a new research assistant, shall we? Hire a new research assistant. Try to quit and start over is a new option. Okay. Hire. You have hired Amy, who studies human-computer interaction. Okay. Let's do this one more loop, and then we'll try and quit and start over. Assign. So, debugging, transcription, or speculation. Let's put everyone on transcription, shall we? You have 4 research assistants available today. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them. Okay, and then we will sleep. Time to sleep. Time passes. Weaver summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. Amy carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water in all their variations over a period of several hours. Rick transcribed experiences. Roberta transcribed experiences. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnels. She doesn't return, but neither do they. That doesn't sound good. Ah, research assistants went down. Ooh, 91% realism index. Okay. Mold coverage? 8. Okay. Well, that's interesting. But I think, yes, we will try starting over now. Quit and start over. I want to keep playing! No, come on, kid. We've got stuff to do. Quit. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. That was a rhetorical question. Quit game? Quit game. I only understood you as far as wanting to quit. Maybe we have to lose or die somehow in order to start over? Eat the lamp! Smash the computer! Smash computer. Violence isn't the answer to this one. Maybe we have to wait it out. I guess we can keep playing. Let's try and wait it out. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices off in the tunnels. Years pass. Mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit. Huh. So, he programmed Xanadu to reflect the future? That was a bit odd. It predicted us as out. Well, I suppose just keeping it as outsiders doesn't actually mean it was us. But alright, let's talk to Lula. Lula, to Donald. You really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you're easy enough to find. I've met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So, this is what became of our project. Oh. I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We've been looking for you. So you found the address data. Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, would you dare encroach these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name collision. Dogwood Drive. Wasn't the Bureau going to process it? Yeah, weren't they going to do it? I insist. I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge. Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there. Sentimental. Now we too recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Okay. Can't actually go with anyone else. So, no more talking. I mean, we can look at Roberta, we can look at the gate, but honestly, I think it's about time we went back to the bureau. Hey, there's even an option that you can go back to Xanadu. Okay, do I have to go down? Yeah, I think I have to go down. Yeah, it's funny how we've kind of taken control away from Conway and now we're playing as Shannon. Tape recorders, backpacks. Ezra's his tiny little legs just can't keep up. So yeah. Oh, Homer. Homer! Come on, doggo. What you got? Thanks for waiting, Homer. I got so turned around up there. Thanks for waiting. We were going a bit longer than expected. Yes, we were. Ran into some trouble, Homer. I won't lie to you. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Right, well... Johnny? What happened up there? I'm actually not sure. Very mysterious, man. Very mysterious indeed. Right, into the truck. They don't want to stay any longer. There's more to do. No, I'm pretty sure we're good here.